The fake young master lost the game on purpose, choosing the dare to kiss my fiancée, but the villain boss unexpectedly heard my inner thoughts. Taste ask. Didn't expect this scheming fake young master to collect photos of the big shot and even sleep hugging them every day. Wonder if the boss saw this scene. Would she be disgusted enough to puke? Liu Yue coldly glanced at Xiaozi and my voice rang in her ears again. If I ran over and kissed the boss, would she throw me into the sea to feed the sharks? Liu Yue's hand clearly trembled. The wine in her hand almost spilled. This guy is really bold, daring to fantasize about me, and even wanting to kiss me. I was completely oblivious, rubbing my chin in thought. Compared to pissing off Xiaozi into death, kissing the villain boss and getting thrown out seems like a small price to pay. Hearing this, Liu Yue's mouth twitched suspiciously. She actually wanted to see what this guy she'd only met twice would do in the end. But such an interesting soul. If I took him home, it would definitely be fun. The two of them each had their own schemes. I was also ready, standing up under everyone's gaze, walking towards the villain boss Liu Yue. Su Yangshu and her friends were all stunned. Zhang Yichen, what are you doing? Isn't Yangshu right here? I looked at Su Yangshu with disgust. A dirty woman kissed by another man. I don't give a damn about her. Xiaozian looked at me aggrievedly. Little brother, I already explained to you. We were just playing a game. Why don't you believe us? Just look at how you two were acting just now. If there was a bed here, you guys would have rolled onto it already. After speaking, I rolled my eyes in contempt, not bothering with them anymore. When approaching Liu Yue, I remembered the rumors about her, heard that the boss and her best friend are a couple. If I kiss her, will she drag me out to be torn apart by horses? Hearing my inner thoughts, Liu Yue's face darkened. A couple with my best friend? Who on earth started such a rumor? Xian saw I was walking towards Liu Yue, his hands unconsciously clenched tight, staring intently at me. The expression on his face began to distort. When I walked up to Liu Yue, seeing the exquisite, beautiful face of the villain boss up close, couldn't help but be mesmerized inside. The villain boss is just too beautiful. No wonder she could be the white moonlight of that scheming fake young master. I made up my mind, stepped forward and said, "Beauty, can you do me a favor? Help with what?" Liu Yue looked up at me and asked. I hesitated, staring at Liu Yue, wondering if I should say it straight out. If I asked the boss to let me kiss her, will she throw me out? Or should I just kiss her? My mind spun with 100 thoughts, finally staring at Liu Yue, under everyone's gaze, suddenly leaned down and kissed her on the lips. Liu Yue's friend stared in shock. Sister Yue actually got forcibly kissed. This guy probably won't see tomorrow's sun. After I kissed Liu Yue, turned around intending to run, but was pulled back by Liu Yue. Want to run after kissing? Looking at Liu Yue's ice-cold face, I want to cry but had no tears. If I knew this, I wouldn't have played. Liu Yue asked coldly, "Why did you kiss me?" I cowardly replied, "I lost a game with them." Liu Yue narrowed her eyes at me, clearly very dissatisfied with this answer. I explained, trying to survive, I don't like them. But inside, it was a different tone. Dirty cheating woman. Whoever wants her can have her. How can a cheater be as sweet as the villain boss? Liu Yue was amused by my inner voice. You like me? I looked at Liu Yue's overly charming, beautiful face. Nodded repeatedly. Who wouldn't like a villain boss this beautiful? Heard the boss has a super nice body. Wonder if it's true. Seeing my smitten look, Liu Yue laughed in exasperation, raised her hand and flicked my forehead. It's one thing to kiss me, but you dare to crave my body. I looked at Liu Yue unconvinced. You didn't. You don't crave my body. Liu Yue's friend, who was silently watching the situation unfold, ended up being startled by Liu Yue's craving my body remark. Startled enough to spit out all the wine. Liu Yue and I both turned to look. The other person guiltily waved their hands. You two carry on. Carry on. Did Yue take the wrong medicine today? Getting forcibly kissed. Not getting angry is one thing, but also pulling a handsome guy aside to flirt. I looked at Liu Yue with even more horror. This isn't right. Villain boss, why is it different from the plot? When I was about to retort to Liu Yue, Su Yangshu on the side finally couldn't watch anymore. Stepped forward with a dark face. Zhang Yichen, what are you doing? Get over here right now. I got a rush of recklessness. Sat straight down on the sofa, hugged Liu Yue, looked innocently at Su Yangshu and said, Miss Su, it's just a game. After all, why are you so angry? After all, I haven't performed a French kiss in front of you yet. Xiaozian looked at me, gritting his teeth. I know you hate me, but Yangshu is your fiancé after all. Doing this right in front of Yangshu, hugging another woman, isn't that too much? Hearing that, I rolled my eyes, spoke in a sarcastic tone. So you do know Su Yangshu is my fiancé? When you were right in front of me, French kissed her for a whole minute. Why didn't you think of this? See me kiss, your white moonlight makes you unhappy. Huh, or should I kiss her one more time? Piss off this shameless green tea guy to death. Liu Yue looked at me beside her. This guy dares to kiss me again. Just as she thought this, she felt a soft sensation on her lips. Liu Yue narrowed her eyes slightly, looking at me with a mischievous look. You are very bold. My lips curled up slightly. If I weren't bold, how would I dare to kiss you? I knew Liu Yue wouldn't do anything to me, so I spoke more casually. Xiaozian was fuming with anger. Yichen, no matter how much you hate us, you shouldn't just pick someone at random for revenge like this. Shu looked at me with a gloomy face, not believing that the person who used to like her would choose someone else at this moment. Zhang Yichen, come here. I sat beside Lu Yue, my fingers gently caressing her cheek, looking up at Shu opposite me. Who the hell are you? Shu gritted her teeth, angrily said. Zhang Yichen, don't forget, I am your fiancée. I immediately laughed out of anger, stood up from the sofa, walked up to Shu, raised my hand and slapped Shu right in the face. Zhang Yichen, what are you doing? Xiaozian saw me get physical with Shu, shouted furiously, then looked at her swollen red face with pity. Shu, are you okay? Does it hurt? I watched the drama unfolding before my eyes, laughed sarcastically, couldn't even help applauding the two of them. Truly a touching scene of a loving couple. Shu froze, awkwardly pushed Xiaozian away, looked at me and said, apologize now and well let this slide. Apologize? I backhanded Shu with another slap. Do you like this kind of apology? Shu's friend finally reacted, hurriedly blocked the middle, looking at me with dissatisfaction. Zhang Yichen, what are you doing? Pointed at Shu, said angrily, what am I doing? Why don't you ask what Shu has done for Xiaozian? Is there some misunderstanding? Someone who didn't know the situation asked. Misunderstanding. I recounted everything Shu had done for her friends to hear. 3 months ago, Shu invited me to go hiking, but while on the mountain, she got a call from Xiaozian. Shu immediately abandoned me and left, even though I had sprained my ankle at the time. She even assumed I was faking it. A month ago, again because of Xiaozian, during a heavy storm, left me by the roadside. That time caused me to have a high fever for a week. Fever so high it turned into pneumonia. Took 2 weeks to recover. There are many more incidents like that. If it wasn't a birthday, it was Valentine's Day. Whenever Su was alone with me, she would immediately be called away by Xiaozi and with a single phone call. Shu's friends didn't know much about these things. Now hearing these words, they all felt Shu and Xiaozi were too much. Now the two of them, right in front of me, in the name of a game, doing things only lovers would do, and you tell me it's just a game. Those who just thought I was making a big deal out of nothing, all lowered their heads, not daring to look me in the eye. Lu Yue frowned, looking at me. No wonder that time I met Zhang Yichen, why he was so miserable. That day was raining cats and dogs. I was only wearing a thin t-shirt, soaked to the bone in rainwater, pants covered in mud splashed all over, didn't know where the shoes on my feet had been thrown. Bare feet were also bruised by the gravel on the road, turning purple, with some spots even bleeding. Lu Yue's friend leaned in close to her and said, Yue, this puppy of yours really looks like a gray wolf. Lu Yue said nothing, just silently looked at me, wanting to see how I would handle things next. I backhanded Xiaozian right in the face. You like other people's women that much. If you don't steal them, you're not happy. Xiaozian held his face, extremely aggrieved. Yichen, you misunderstood me. Shu gritted her teeth looking at me, angrily asked, Zhang Yichen, what on earth do you want to do? Do what? Suyan, I officially inform you, the engagement between you and me ends here. From now on, we go our separate ways for marriage, unrelated to each other. Tomorrow I'll tell my parents to go to your house to break off the engagement. I'll also let your parents see how you've been two-faced in front of them. I coldly looked at Shu and said, Shu was shaking with rage. This is a matter between two families. If you break off the engagement with me, you'll see who else dares to marry you. Who dares to marry? My gaze landed on Lu Yue. Walked up to her. Sister, I broke off the engagement. Will you marry me? Marry the white moonlight of that green tea male lead. Piss him off to death. Boss, give me some reaction. This is embarrassing for me. Lu Yue raised her eyebrows at me. What benefit do I get from marrying you? You'll get a handsome husband. Gentle, thoughtful, and even knows how to warm the bed. Lu Yue nodded. What you say makes sense. If that's all, then it seems I'm at a disadvantage. As soon as she finished speaking, I tentatively probed. Might add a freeloader who can't cook. Lazy-limbed. Helping you spend money too? The boss is so good at making money. Must be missing someone to help spend it. Right? Getting to be a freeloader. Who would want to work, have to cling tight to the boss thigh? Lu Yue raised her hand to check her watch. 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. If I don't see you at the Civil Affairs Bureau, then just wait to be thrown into the sea as shark bait. I blinked, staring blankly at Lu Yue. You agreed? Need me to repeat it? I decisively shook my head. No need. No need. Lu Yue stood up, pulled my hand, told her best friend who was gaping in shock, I'm taking him home first. Xiaozian blocked Lu Yue's way. President Lu, my younger brother already has a fiancée. That was just impulsive joking earlier. Apologize to you on his behalf here. I stood beside Lu Yue, rolling my eyes to the sky. Already getting impatient, Lu Yue said coldly. You're blocking the way. Hearing that, I laughed. Oh my, someone is flattering themselves. I gave my fiancée to you already. Aren't you happy? I pretended to be puzzled, looking at Xiaozi and I've already found a new marriage partner. Why aren't you satisfied yet? Xiaozian's face turned beet red. thinking to himself, who would want that idiot Suyang-shu? Lu Yu-wei is the goddess in my heart. He bit his tongue. The pain in his tongue helped him stay awake. You doing this? Well, Mom and Dad agree. Looked at Xiaozian arrogantly, smiling but not smiling, said, Mom and Dad will naturally agree. After all, in their biological son, how well they treat me, it's not like you don't know. As soon as these words were spoken, Xiaozian clenched his fists tightly. Ever since the real young master, me, was found, the family pampered me endlessly. Xiaozian's status plummeted without stopping. If you like Suyang-shu, I'll give her to you. After all, not everyone likes picking up trash. Saying that, I pulled Lu Yu-wei outside. Sister, let's go. Looking at our departing backs, Xiaozian's face turned pale. With a bitter expression, said, Ying-shu, I want to go home first. What if my brother badmouths us? Although Suyang-shu was unhappy, she didn't say anything more, but returned with Xiaozian. Not long after, Lu Yu-wei drove me to the villa entrance. Before getting out of the car, I suddenly leaned in and kissed Lu Yu-wei on the cheek. Ran off right after kissing. Goodbye. Sister, I'm going home. Run fast. If caught, I'm done for. See me run faster than a rabbit. Lu Yu-wei touched the kissed cheek. Sneered lightly. Coward. Lu Yu-wei was about to leave when she noticed a car driving this way. It was Suyang-shu and Xiaozi. When Xiaozian saw Lu Yu-wei's car, his eyes lit up. Just as he was about to step forward, Lu Yu-wei drove away, leaving Xiaozian only with taillights. Xiaozian's face looked a bit ugly. Where exactly did he lose to Jiang Yichen? That hillbilly is despised by Lu Yu-wei like that. Suyang-shu walked up to Xiaozian. What are you looking at? Xiaozian smiled at Suyang-shu. Nothing. I'll go inside first before successfully wooing Lu Yu-wei. He couldn't give up Suyang-shu. After all, the Su family is also a top power. Xiaozian just got home, heard happy laughter and talking. He gritted his teeth in anger. Damn Jiang Yichen. Why didn't he just die outside? All these things are clearly mine. I was talking when I heard this inner thought. Instinctively turned my head, saw Xiaozian standing at the door, looking at me with hatred. I actually heard his inner thoughts. This is so interesting. That look of his, wishing he could kill me. Sister Jiang Yurua, Mom and Dad's faces immediately changed. All eyes turned towards me, realizing I didn't open my mouth at all. Then what did they just hear? While everyone was suspicious, heard my inner thoughts again. Back so early, worried he'll snitch to Mom and Dad. This time they were finally certain. What they heard was my inner voice. Then, they heard news they couldn't accept. Xiaozian is really good at hiding. Clearly already contacted his biological parents, yet still pretending to know nothing. That would be fine. Mom, Dad, and Sister treated him so well for 20 years. Xiaozian conspired with Suyang-shu to kill Mom and Dad. Even Sister was hit and killed by his car. Even when Sister was dying, he even faked it as her being drunk, crossing the road leading to a car accident. Thinking about how good Sister is, yet plotted against and killed by Xiaozian, I felt bitter in my heart. Hearing this, Jiang Yurua's hands trembled violently. Is this her ending? Mom unconsciously gripped Dad's hand tightly. Grip was so strong it made Dad frown, but he still patted his wife's hand, silently comforting her. Nothing has happened yet. They still have a chance. Xiaozian saw everyone looking at him as he returned, hurriedly walked over intending to pretend to be pitiful, but I won't give him a chance. Immediately cut in, Mom, Dad, I want to break off the engagement. Suyin, right in front of me, French kissing Xiaozian in front of so many people. Seeing the gradually angry faces of the Jiang family, Xiaozian was scared numb. Trembling, he defended, Mom, Dad, it's not like that. We were playing a game then, lost. So we had to. I was just about to open my mouth to retort. Lu Yu-wei sent a message, opened it to find surveillance video from the bar. Xiaozian was still defending himself, saying this was just an accident. He was also very regretful. I calmly spoke up. Whether it was an accident or not, watching the surveillance video will tell. Xiaozian felt something was wrong. Too late to stop it, projected the video onto the TV. The whole family saw Xiaozian lose the game. When punished, he sought out Suyang-shu without hesitation, hugging right in front of everyone, kissing deeply, forgetting the world. Besides these, there were also scenes of them aggressively bullying me. Mom couldn't hold back and slapped Xiaozian right in the face. You know full well Suyang-shu is Yichen's fiancée, yet you still seduced her. You are disgracing us. I gloated at this scene, watching Xiaozian get hit. At this moment, Lu Yu-wei sent a message, opened it to find photos of the two entering and leaving a hotel, and even a few videos. When Xiaozian saw the video, his face drained of blood. This isn't real. If you think I found someone to edit this video, you can take it anywhere for authentication. If it's fake, I will kneel down and apologize to you. These words directly cut off what Xiaozian was about to say. Mom glared at Xiaozian, shook her head in disappointment. Xiaozi, you're really something. If you've already found your family, then you are no longer my son. When the Jiang family found their biological son, I never thought of abandoning my adopted son, but Xiaozian ended up doing something like this. Hearing the Jiang family wanted to kick him out, Xiaozian panicked completely. The Xiao family's conditions aren't as good as the Jiang family's. If he really has to go back there, he will become a pawn for the Xiao family to climb up, Mom said coldly. You leave. You can take your clothes. Other than that, you take nothing. Don't think too much. Looking at their cruel expressions, Xiaozin was filled with hatred. I am your son too. On what grounds do you treat me like this? You two have wanted to kick me out for a long time. Haven't you? Looking at Xiaozin screaming frantically, Mom said coldly, if you don't want to pack your things, then get the hell out right now. Xiaozin's face changed instantly. He bought a lot of luxury goods. Just those expensive watches alone are worth a fortune. Give them up just like that. He was not resigned, so he started pretending to be pitiful and weak again, but I didn't give him that chance. I decided to add fuel to the fire. Xiaozin, you stole 20 years of my life. Taking my fiancé to meet your biological parents is one thing, but you also deceived my parents. What are you trying to do? My words made the Jiang family even more furious with Xiaozin. The thing that made them even angrier was yet to come. You took Su Yingshu, in the name of a daughter-in-law, to meet the Xiao family. On the second day after I returned, Xiaozin, when exactly did you find your biological parents? Dad frowned slightly, recalling 3 years ago when Xiaozin asked for cooperation for the Xiao family. His expression changed immediately. It seems he knew 3 years ago that the Xiao family were his real relatives. Dad thought to himself, if I had investigated everything clearly and heard Yichen's inner thoughts, how long we have been kept in the dark by Xiaozin. Xiaozin, we underestimated you. Starting from now, you are no longer a member of the Jiang family. The things the Jiang family gave you, you can't take a single cent. Hearing this, Xiaozin panicked completely. He knelt down and begged miserably, but Dad had made up his mind. Buller, Shomer, Xiao out. Xiaozin didn't want to be thrown out, so he struggled to crawl up from the ground. As he walked out, he glared at me viciously. Jiang Yichen, don't be smug. This Jiang family will be mine sooner or later. That was Xiaozin's inner voice. I looked mockingly at Xiaozin struggling to leave, calling out, you are no longer a member of the Jiang family. Please don't use the Jiang family's name outside anymore. To do things you shouldn't do. Xiaozin's dark thoughts were exposed by me. He turned back in anger and shouted out of shame. Who cares? Zhang Yuru said coldly. It better be just like you said. Xiaozin's face looked terrible. I'm Zhang Yuru. I made it so clear. Yet she dares to treat me like this. If she won't be my licking dog, then she can go die. I didn't expect Xiaozin's appetite to be so big. Suing she isn't enough. He even wants my sister to be a submissive licking dog for him. Hearing Xiaozin's inner thoughts, I was speechless. How should I tell my sister? Noticing my complicated gaze, Sister Jiang Yuru got goosebumps all over. Ichin, if you have something to say, just say it. I coughed lightly and said nothing, but I couldn't stop thinking about it inside. Xiaozin wants my sister to be a licking dog. Does she know he lusts after her body? Looking at Xiaozin like this, he definitely won't give up. How can I protect my sister's purity? Hearing my inner thoughts, everyone in the family froze. A vicious look appeared in Jiang Yuru's eyes. Damn Xiaozin, she took a deep breath, suppressed the anger in her heart, and patted my shoulder. Ichin, if Xiaozin bullies you in the future, just tell me. I looked at Jiang Yuru meaningfully. You should be careful yourself. I find the way Xiaozin looks at you a bit strange. I subtly reminded my sister. Meanwhile, Su Yingshu was still waiting at the gate of the Jiang house. Seeing Xiaozin stumble out, she quickly ran over to welcome him. Zin, why did you come out? Xiaozin looked aggrieved. Yingshu, what exactly did I do wrong? That Mom and Dad kicked me out of the house. Hearing that the Jiang family kicked Xiaozin out, Su Yingshu immediately flew into a rage. She stormed towards the main gate, pounding on the door repeatedly. Jiang Yichen, get the hell out here. Hearing the noise, I turned into the kitchen and filled a basin with water. I opened the door, aimed straight at the shouting woman outside, and splashed the basin of water right on her. Is your head overheating? Let me help you cool down. The glamorous Su Yingshu instantly turned into a drowned rat. Jiang Yichen, you bastard. Kneel down and apologize immediately. As she spoke, Su Yingshu raised her hand to hit me, but when she saw my parents and bodyguards standing behind me, she had to swallow her anger. Jiang Yichen, I know you are jealous of Aziz, but he and I are just friends. Just say sorry, and well pretend this never happened. I felt nauseous. I kicked straight at her. Do you like this kind of apology? Su Yingshu pointed at my face. Trembling, you dare to hit me. If you don't kneel and apologize today, don't dream of marrying me. Hearing this, I replied with a look of disdain. Next time you drink, eat some peanuts to stay grounded. Instead of getting drunk and talking nonsense like this, my words made both Su Yingshu and Xiaozin change their expressions. Especially Xiaozin, his eyes were full of suspicion, not understanding why I had changed so much. After all, I used to be Su Yingshu's simp and a blind lover. It's one thing not to like Su Yingshu now, but to also be involved with Lu Yue. Could it be due to severe shock? Xiaozin kept speculating about my change in his heart, unaware that I could hear his inner thoughts clearly. Su Yingshu, our engagement ends here. My parents will go to your house tomorrow to annul the engagement. Now you can get lost. After scolding Su Yingshu, I shifted my gaze to Xiaozin. It's as you wished. I have annulled the engagement with Su Yingshu. Are you happy? Now you can openly and honestly take Su Yingshu to meet your biological parents. Oh right? Don't forget, starting from now, you are no longer the young master of the Jiang family. Stop dragging the Jiang family into your conversations from now on. Furious, Su Yingxu was about to say something, but was stopped by Xiao Zin. Yingxu, let's go. No matter how much he wanted to stay in the Jiang family, he didn't want to be humiliated like this. Su Yingxu was still resentful. Jiang Yichen, if you apologize now, I will forgive you, but I just replied with one word. Scram. Su Yingxu gritted her teeth. Jiang Yichen, don't you regret this? I retorted bluntly. I regret not dumping you sooner. Who do you think you are? Saying that, I raised the basin in my hand, ready to throw at them any moment, perhaps fearing I would actually do it. Su Yingxu dragged Xiao Zin and ran for their lives. As soon as those two left, I thought of Lu Yue. I immediately felt a headache. How should I tell mom and dad? Tomorrow I have to go register my marriage with someone. The whole family immediately looked at me in unison, startling me. I asked cautiously, Mom, Dad, why are you looking at me like that? Jiang Yura gritted her teeth and asked, Are you hiding something from us? I thought for a moment. I have to say it sooner or later anyway, so I gritted my teeth and said, Mom, Dad, would you accept a different daughter-in-law? Who is it? Mom stared at me, extremely curious. Who exactly has such great charm? To hook her son, I coughed lightly and said carefully, Lu Yue. Dad looked at me in horror. Who did you say? I answered seriously, Lu Yue, the current head of the Lu family. Jiang Yura instinctively reached out to touch my forehead. Ichin, did you drink too much and get drunk? It's hard to blame them for not believing. After all, rumors say Lu Yue has never been close to men. She is also the white moonlight of countless rich young masters, and the woman men all over the country want to marry. I pushed my sister's hand away and gave her a grumpy look. It's true. She's coming to pick me up at 9 am tomorrow. I found a sugar mommy to marry. Everyone looked at me blankly. Does this guy have delusions? Ichin, tell Mom, what is this all about? Mom coughed lightly, asking gently. I touched my nose awkwardly, feeling a bit guilty. I said, We lost a game. Then I kissed her twice. Back then I said I wanted to break off the engagement with Su Yingxu. Su Yingxu said if I broke up with her, no one would dare to marry me. So I asked Lu Yue a question. Unexpectedly, she agreed. The whole family looked at each other. What kind of dumb luck did Jiang Yichen have to have such an opportunity? Mom, Dad, you don't mind if I exchange for a rich tycoon daughter-in-law? Do you? Hearing this, Mom suddenly stood up and went straight upstairs. Seeing that, I panicked. Dad, is Mom angry? Dad looked at me with an indescribable expression. Just as he was about to say something, Mom came down from upstairs, holding something in her hand. This thing looks familiar. Turns out it was the household registration book. Then Mom stuffed the book into my hand. Meaningfully, she said, Ichin, a woman like Lu Yue, tricking her into our home is a huge profit. I support you. Hearing that, I was stunned. I turned to look at Dad, my eyes saying, Dad, aren't you going to control your wife? Dad shrugged at me, suppressing a laugh. He said, Your partner is Lu Yue. Our whole family supports you. After registering tomorrow, remember to ask if she wants to come home for dinner. I laughed dryly twice. Turns out I was overthinking. Looking down at the household book in my hand, I suddenly felt the book was a bit hot to handle, but successfully registering the marriage with a tycoon tomorrow. Xiao Zin will definitely be furious. After all, the tycoon is the male lead's white moonlight. Initially, Jiang Yuru didn't really want me to register with Lu Yue, but after hearing my inner thoughts, she said seriously, Ichin, I think you and President Lu make a great couple. You must not be late tomorrow. Dress handsomely. I nodded, then took the household book and went back to my room in a daze. I recalled the plot I currently knew. Xiao Zin, as the male lead, except for the villain Lu Yue, he has a love by all hallow towards everyone else. Just by snapping his fingers, Xiao Zin can make women willingly work for him. Now it's just Su Yingxu. Later on, many powerful characters will appear around Xiao Zin. I have to figure out a way to steal all his connections. The next day, Lu Yue and I arrived at the Civil Affairs Bureau. My eyebrows immediately furrowed. The woman looked in the direction of my gaze and saw Xiao Zin dressed like a handsome bad boy standing there, but Lu Yue wasn't affected at all. She linked arms with me and walked towards the Civil Affairs Bureau. Unexpectedly, in the next second, Xiao Zin approached. President Lu, wait a moment, I have something to tell you. Saying that, he spread his arms to block our way. Lu Yue looked at Xiao Zin coldly, her eyes full of impatience. You're in the way. I couldn't help laughing. I put one arm around Lu Yue's shoulder. Xiao Zin, are you here to register your marriage with Su Yingxu? Why isn't she with you? Seeing Lu Yue and me so intimate, Xiao Zin's eyes were full of jealousy. Damn Jiang Yich, on what basis does he get to register with Lu Yue? Hearing Xiao Zin's jealous inner voice, I felt even more satisfied. I even deliberately showed off our affection in front of him, openly holding Lu Yue's hand and walking into the hall. Xiao Zin stood at the door, watching helplessly as the two of us went in to register. Half an hour later, When I walked out holding the marriage certificate with Lu Yue, Xiaozin wished he could rush over, snatch the marriage certificate from my hand, and throw it on the ground. Lu Yue asked me solicitously, "Do you need to go home to pack anything?" I looked at her in surprise. "I'm moving in with you, and you're not buying clothes for me. Are you going to make me go home to get old clothes? A tycoon would be that stingy." "Right," Lu Yue said, laughing and crying. "I meant computers and such. Do you want to get them? I'll buy you new ones." I said this deliberately to provoke Xiaozin. "Then let's go to the mall now, and buy whatever you like." I took Lu Yue's hand and walked away briskly, completely ignoring Xiaozin nearby. "Jiang Yichen, you bastard, I won't let you off." Hearing that, I turned to look at Xiaozin. Smiled slightly, with a provocative smile on my face. "Won't let me off? Then let's wait and see." Lu Yue frowned, turned to look at Xiaozin, noticing his eyes looking at me were full of hatred. She looked up at me, thinking to herself that this guy is really annoying. She reached out and turned my head back. "What's so interesting about looking at a jumping clown?" I blinked in confusion. "The male leads loved by all hallow. Is it useless against the villain boss?" Hearing the phrase loved by all, Lu Yue frowned slightly and observed, "I still find myself much handsomer than Xiaozin." Seeing Lu Yue making no secret of her protection for me, Xiaozin was so angry that veins popped out, his nails dug deep into his flesh, without him even realizing it. "Jiang Yichen, just you wait." After going to the mall to buy necessary items, when we returned home, lunch was already cooked at home. At the dinner table, Lu Yue said she wanted me to go over to live with her. Although everyone in the family had a premonition, they were still reluctant in their hearts. "Mom, when we have time, we will come back for dinner. Staying for a few days is fine too." Lu Yue also spoke up in support at the right time. "Yichen is right. We will visit home often in the future." Since both of us said so, Mom couldn't say anything more. She could only instruct us to come home often. After eating and packing up, we arrived at the villa in District 1. It was already 9 p.m. As soon as I entered, I couldn't help but criticize. "Your room looks like a model home. Not cozy at all. That balcony is so big, yet there's nothing on it. What a waste." Lu Yue crossed her arms, leaned against the wall, and watched me wander around, occasionally hearing my complaints. Waiting for me to get closed, she suddenly pulled me in front of her. "Smiling?" she asked. Complaining that much, seeing me nodding repeatedly, Lu Yue threw me an unlimited black card. "Renovate it however you want." My eyes lit up immediately. "Really? You won't have any opinion no matter how I renovate it?" Lu Yue smiled and nodded. "I'll listen to you completely, as long as it's not too pink. I'm okay with anything." Hearing that, I covered my mouth and snickered. How could I make it all pink? Besides, just thinking about us lying in a pink duvet, I suddenly find it very funny. "What are you thinking about?" Hearing that, I blurted out, "Thinking about how you would look lying in a pink duvet." Lu Yue raised her eyebrows. She reached out and hugged me. "Compared to what you just said, I'd rather see how you look lying there." Before I could react, I was thrown onto the bed, looking at the person leaning down. My scalp went numb. Does this count as digging my own grave? Dare to be naughty again. Her teasing gaze clouded my mind. Not knowing where I got the courage, I suddenly reached out to hug Lu Yue and kissed her. Lu Yue originally only intended to tease, but was immediately ignited with passion. The result was irreversible, so the next day I slept straight until noon. I got up, looked in the mirror, and was furious. I called Lu Yue, who had gone to work. "I can't even cover the marks on my neck. How am I supposed to go out and meet people? This woman is like a little cat." Lu Yue's eyes held a smile. "You still have the nerve to say that? Do you know that when I went to the company today, how many people were staring at me?" Hearing that, I was briefly puzzled. "Staring at you for what?" "Because last night some puppy had very sharp teeth and bit someone." As she spoke, Lu Yue took a photo and sent it to me. Seeing the identical marks on her, I couldn't help laughing. "Looks like this match is a draw." After hanging up, I looked at the marks that couldn't be covered. My eyes rolled around. Such a good opportunity. It would be a waste not to provoke Xiaozin, so I took a photo and posted it on my moments, selecting only visible to Xiaozin. Meanwhile, because Lu Yue registered her marriage with me, Xiaozin was so angry he couldn't sleep well all night. He saw my post as soon as he woke up, and was so furious he almost caught up blood. He clenched his fists tightly, gritting his teeth. He said, "I can't just sit and wait for death. I must let Lu Yue know what kind of person Jiang Yichen is." Thinking so, Xiaozin grabbed his things and went to find Lu Yue. Arriving at the company reception, suffering because he couldn't meet her without an appointment, he suddenly saw Lu Yue and her assistant stepping out of the elevator. He immediately ran over to meet her. "Hello, President Lu. I am Jiang Yichen's older brother," but Lu Yue just gave him a bland glance. "My husband seems to only have one sister, no older brother." Lu Yue remembered this person. He is the male lead Jiang Yichen talked about, the disgusting man who considers her his white moonlight. Xiaozin was a bit embarrassed, but to let Lu Yue see my true colors, he gritted his teeth and took out the saved photo. "President Lu, look at this Jiang Yichen. He dares to use this method to smear you." Lu Yue looked at the photo on his phone and frowned slightly. Seeing that, Xiaozin felt smug inside. I knew Lu Yue isn't a shallow person. Why wasn't I shown the photo of my husband waking up? Lu Yue was a bit dissatisfied with this, and it's such a handsome photo too. Thinking it over, Lu Yue realized that I was deliberately provoking Xiaozin, using him to annoy someone I hate. I'll have to settle the score with this guy when I get home tonight. Xiaozin was still waiting for Lu Yue to get angry and scold me. Instead saw her looking calm. She even turned to tell the receptionist, if this person comes again, block him outside immediately. Xiaozin wanted to say something more, but was blocked and warned by the assistant, Sir, please don't come to disturb our boss anymore. Xiaozin was helpless. He could only watch Lu Yue leave. As soon as she left the company, Lu Yue picked up her phone and called. Jiang Yichen, shouldn't that photo be shown to your wife? It's one thing to show it to an outsider, but you also use me as a shield. Lu Yue's voice was relaxed, not sounding demanding at all. I immediately felt interested. Did Xiaozin really come to the company to find you? I laughed heartily. My mood is extremely good. Lu Yue was a bit angry about this. You use me. You're my wife. Aren't you? What's wrong with using you a little? Those bold words made Lu Yue fall into deep thought. Are you sure you won't regret it? Why would I regret it? I felt what Lu Yue said was a bit baffling. Remember what I said? I have a contract to discuss. I'm hanging up now. I didn't think much of it either. After hanging up, I immediately opened Xiaozin's contact, just as I expected. The other side had been sending cursing messages for a whole hour. All sorts of insults. I just leisurely replied with a voice message. Did you go to my wife's company looking for her? Was it to see how good our relationship is? My voice was lazy and husky, making Xiaozin red with jealousy. What do you have to be proud of? Sooner or later, she'll dump you. Hate to disappoint you. We are a legal couple recognized by the law. Even if I really get dumped by her when we divorce, you'll still get a massive share of assets. I know exactly what Xiaozin cares about. Every word I said stabbed right into his dark heart. He was so angry he called immediately. Jiang Yichen, have you no shame? She doesn't like you at all. Facing an overly agitated Xiaozin, I replied with a smile in my eyes. She is my wife. How does that make me shameless coming from your mouth? Besides, we sleep under the same quilt and hug each other to sleep at night. As soon as these words came out, Xiaozin instantly exploded. All kinds of nasty words poured out. I put the phone aside, ignoring Xiaozin's impotent rage on the other end, waiting until I couldn't hear any more noise. I picked the phone back up and said, Xiaozin, you like my wife, don't you? It's a pity she doesn't like you. Now she's even registered her marriage with me. Tell me, if Su Yingshu knew you were pining for someone else, how would she react? While provoking Xiaozin, I didn't forget to drive a wedge between the male and female leads. After sowing discord, I immediately unfriended and blocked him. Xiaozin, having the phone hung up on him, was so angry his face turned black. A moment later, he suppressed the anger in his heart. He picked up the phone and made a call. Help me investigate who Jiang Yichen has met, and when he got to know Lu Yue. After receiving the answer from the other side, Xiaozin hung up with satisfaction. Before he could think much more, the phone rang again. It was Su Yingshu calling. It turned out Su Yingshu had secured a script for him. He got the third male lead role. Although it wasn't the male lead, he was a bit disappointed, but he didn't show it. He tried to act happy, praising Su Yingshu to the skies. In his heart, he was determined to become famous no matter what. As long as I'm famous, no matter who is backing him, it will be easy for me to deal with him. As for me, when I found out Xiaozin was about to join the film crew, I was a bit surprised. Su Yingshu is really generous to the male lead, but thinking of the future plot, I laughed secretly in my heart. I already had a plan. In the evening, Lu Yue returned home. Seeing me typing continuously on the keyboard, she asked curiously what I was doing, writing a script. While answering Lu Yue, the work in my hands didn't stop at all. Hearing this, Lu Yue raised her eyebrows slightly. You're interested in this, just writing for fun. Saying this, I suddenly leaned close to the woman. If I write it, do you want to invest? Lu Yue glanced at the script. It's pretty good, but what's in it for me? I tilted my head to look at her, then planted a kiss on Lu Yue's exquisite little face. Is this benefit enough? Lu Yue tilted her head to look at me, feeling like she was being a bit too easy. Seeing her staring at me without saying anything, I couldn't help muttering in my heart. The boss is too hard to fool. She won't even agree to this. Not agreeing is not an option. Should I just use a honey trap? Hearing my inner thoughts, Lu Yue started to look forward to it. She wanted to see what I could do to make her agree, to get her to invest in the script. I smiled slyly and suddenly hugged Lu Yue, gently stroking her beautiful face. I acted spoiled. Wifey, I'm begging you. But this appearance, falling into Lu Yue's eyes, looked a bit like a delicious meal. Before I could react, I was dragged straight into the room. What are you doing? I suddenly remembered I have some debt to settle with you. These words immediately reminded me of how I had set Lu Yue up. I wanted to run away immediately. The woman buried her face in my chest. Say wifey again. Let me hear it. I obediently did as told. Unexpectedly, what welcomed me was the familiar big bed. I immediately curled up like a small shrimp. I am hungry. In my heart, I regretted teasing her. Lu Yue said meaningfully. I'm hungry too. Oh my god. Wasn't I asking her to invest in the script? How did I become a sheep in a tiger's den? Lu Yue stifled a laugh and glared at me. This is punishment for daring to use me to provoke that man. The next day, after eating, Lu Yue took me to the garden. I sat on the swing looking at the woman standing next to me. I couldn't help urging, "Push it for me." Lu Yue went behind me to help push the swing. Lu Yue stayed with me the whole day, and even conveniently helped check the script. I wrote a script about preventing school violence. The script is good, but whether it can capture the feeling you want. The director and actors are very important. You must look for them carefully. Lu Yue looked at the script on the computer and said, "This script is about a friend of yours. He was bullied in middle school, leading to depression and jumping off a building to commit suicide. But because the ringleader was a minor at the time, he didn't face any major punishment. Don't you think it's ridiculous?" Thinking of that vibrant young boy, I felt a bit lost. Back then, he just jumped down regardless of everything, while that group of people just stood by. The law is constantly being perfected. These people will be punished eventually. I know. So I want to write a movie to make everyone take the issue of school violence seriously. Just go ahead and film it. As for what comes after, I'll help you handle it. Lu Yue comforted me softly. Okay, I'll try my best. After staying home with me for a day, the next day Lu Yue took her assistant on a business trip. Watching Lu Yue leave, I was endlessly excited. Finally gone. If she didn't go, my waist would have broken. Lu Yue hadn't gone far when she heard my inner thoughts. Handing the luggage in her hand to the